Alright YouTube, I got a greasy tool review for you. It's about a 1 year mark since I was gifted this Works chainsaw. It is electric, plug-in voltage, 110, 120. It came with this extension pole here to where you could turn it into a pole saw and cut branches. First thing you need to know, what are you doing with it? Are you trimming small branches like off a crepe myrtle or, just a little bush by your house? This will work great. Are you cutting 4 to 6 inch branches off a tree in your front yard? It might work. Here's what I mean. For one, this pole, the way this thing is made, it is incredibly imbalanced. The saw here doesn't weigh much, maybe 3-4 pounds. And the pole, maybe another 2-3 pounds. You stretch this out to its full length, you're dealing with 5 pounds at about 10 feet away from you, and you're trying to hold it here and here. It gets awfully heavy when you're trying to cut on branches, not be underneath them because it's not very long, and do work. Ground level, this thing works pretty good. I mean, it's electric, it has all the torque you could ever want. Problem it does have is oiling, I found out. Not that it doesn't oil enough, but the problem it has is it's just a drip feed. It's not pumped, like on a regular chainsaw. You fill this thing up and leave it in your shop, it's going to drip all out. You can see why it's all nasty. Another problem with that is because it's not pumped, it clogs very easy. So if your blade gets dull and it starts making a lot of dust, it'll clog that thing up and it won't oil itself. Something I like about this thing, which is convenient, is this little adjuster here. This you can take your chain off with, you can tighten your chain with. I'm not taking that off, but it's very intuitive. You just tighten it up. You want the chain to get tighter, loosen it all the way out. You can change the bar and the chain. I have run a 16-inch bar on here before. I want to have on my real pole saw up here. This is a gas pole saw from Stihl, and the difference between that one and this one, yes, that's electric. It does have more torque on the low end. Like, it's harder to stall that. Like if you get caught in a branch when the branch bends, it's a lot harder to stall that than it is this. However, like I said before, it is very heavy on the one end. Where my Stihl here, the motor sits behind your handle, so you have a counterweight. Anything else, everything on here is pretty simple. You go to connect this thing up, you just fit the saw blade in that handle there. It just holds the button down. It's, really simple. My overall score on this thing, I give it probably a 8 out of 10. Because I have put it through some commercial work. Because when I'm near a plug, I'll use this just because it's more, easier, I would say. If I'm near a plug and I'm cutting up like firewood, or I had a storm and I have branches down and need to cut them up and I'm near electric, I'll use this just because I run it, cut, I can set it down. It's not sitting there idling. I don't have to worry about setting a brake or, any of that, or it's stalling just because it idled too long. I set it down, do what I need to do, come back, pick it up, cut, set down. It's real simple in that way. Has more torque. You get it in the brush and stuff like that, or like, say, bushes. A lot of times a real chainsaw, if you're not revving it up before you hit it, it'll bind. It'll catch one in branches and suck it in right here. And sometimes they don't have the torque to break that loose, and you have to turn the saw off, back the chain up, pull the junk out, or sometimes take the cover off. This has pretty much just about enough torque to go through any of that stuff, even if you just put it in there and then turn it on. So that's what I got to say about the Works brand chainsaw with pole saw attachment. Like my videos, comment, rate, subscribe. Have an awesome day.